When you're giving advice, it's important to use a variety of expressions. In this lesson, we'll learn some common expressions for giving advice, as well as the patterns and sentence structure to follow for each one. We'll do this by using oral drill practice. Let me explain what I mean by oral drill practice. First, you listen to the new expression or grammatical structure and practice repeating after me. Next, you pause the video and try repeating a little faster. You may also use contractions like I'd instead of I would to sound more natural. And finally, try using the new structures to make sentences of your own. All right, let's get started. Let's begin by looking at the modal verb should. It's usually considered too direct to say you should when giving advice. So you can make it more polite by adding, I think you should. For example, I think you should go home. I think you should try it. I think you should come with me. We can also say, maybe you should. For example, maybe you should see a doctor. Maybe you should take a rest. Maybe you should ask for help. Or you can say, you should probably. Notice that probably goes after should. For example, you should probably talk to your boss. You should probably get a new job. You should probably get a second opinion. And finally, you could say, you should definitely. For example, you should definitely talk to your boss. You should definitely get a new job. You should definitely get a second opinion. Another modal verb you can use is could. This is used more for giving suggestions or ideas. For example, maybe you could talk to your boss. Maybe you could get a new job. Maybe you could get a second opinion. Now let's look at some advice expressions that are always followed by gerunds, which are the ing form of the verb, such as, you might consider. For example, you might consider exercising. You might consider going to the gym. You might consider eating more vegetables. I recommend is also followed by the gerund. For example, I recommend making a budget. I recommend doing yoga. I recommend taking lessons. Another expression followed by the gerund is have you tried? For example, have you tried making a budget? Have you tried using coupons? Have you tried eating dinner at home? And one more expression followed by the gerund is how about? For example, how about doing yoga? How about playing badminton? How about joining a gym? Next, we'll look at expressions followed by the infinitive form of the verb, which is with to. For example, one solution might be to quit drinking coffee. One solution might be to go to bed earlier. One solution might be to avoid caffeine. Another example is make sure. For example, make sure to avoid sugar. Make sure to get enough sleep. Make sure to take your vitamins. And finally, don't forget. For example, Don't forget to review your notes. Don't forget to do your homework. Don't forget to practice. One more expression that's often used when giving advice is the second conditional expression, if I were you. For example, if I were you, I'd find a new roommate. If I were you, I'd move out. If I were you, I'd talk to him about it. Now let's review each of the expressions we've learned. You may want to listen and repeat after me, or pause the video and read them on your own. First, we'll begin with the modal verbs. Maybe you should see a doctor. Maybe you should take a rest. Maybe you should ask for help. I think you should go home. I think you should try it. I think you should come with me. You should probably talk to your boss. You should probably look for a new job. You should probably get a second opinion. You should definitely talk to your boss. You should definitely look for a new job. You should definitely get a second opinion. Maybe you could get a tutor. Maybe you could try again. Maybe you could ask for help. Now let's read the expressions followed by gerunds. You might consider exercising. You might consider going to the gym. You might consider eating more vegetables. Have you tried making a budget? Have you tried using coupons? Have you tried cooking dinner at home? How about doing yoga? How about playing badminton? How about joining the gym? I recommend taking a course. I recommend seeing a doctor. I recommend going there. Next, we'll read the expressions followed by the infinitives. One solution might be to quit drinking coffee. One solution might be to go to bed earlier. One solution might be to avoid caffeine. Make sure to bring an umbrella. Make sure to wear a hat. Make sure to pack a change of clothes. Don't forget to call. Don't forget to write. Don't forget to come back. And finally, the second conditional. If I were you, I'd get a new job. If I were you, I'd quit. If I were you, I'd ask for a promotion. You can find a printable copy of these lists below this video for your reference.